Well, hi, friends. Thank you so much for being willing to go on this 30-day video devotional with us towards better relationships. I believe that 2014 is the year for you to do relationships better. And so I'm honored to be with my friends again, tremendous people, leaders, and tremendous individuals in their respective fields. And we're just discussing my new book, The People Factor. If you haven't picked it up, make sure that you do. On today, though, guys, I'm so excited because we're going to be talking about chapter 2. One of the things that stands out for me about chapter 2 is what I call the law of mutual benefit, that every healthy and effective relationship has got to be a win-win. How many times have so many people been in relationships where they've given and they sacrificed, but nobody did that in return for them? So every relationship has got to be a win-win if it's going to be effective and healthy. Tasha, I can see it all over your face. I know that this is striking a chord with you. So what are your thoughts there?
Well, I think the expression you see on my face is one of excitement for the chapter, but also a little frustration. At one point I wrote in the book, ugh. Like, ugh. When you start breaking down the involvement in relationships and what should be present, like I thought of this chapter as math. Yeah. Because, you know, when you're in a relationship with another person, you know, two people, you're doing the math, 1 + 1. Yeah. But if these things aren't present, it's not a win-win. You may be winning, Tasha, you may be winning in this relationship, but it made me think about, is my sister winning in this relationship? Yeah. Is my coworker winning in this relationship? Yeah. Okay, they may be winning in some areas with me, but not here. I'm not giving them my best, like you were talking about, Stephanie, earlier. I may not be giving them my best in this area, so I need to make a shift. And then let's not even mention when you step into multiplication. Synergy, yeah. I'd never thought about synergy. It's not a word that I'm unfamiliar with, but I've never applied it to a relationship. And how that math of multiplication in a relationship, and how relationship can go from just addition to taking you to higher heights, not just with the person or your career or who you are, but I mean, in life as a whole, in your relationship with God. Yeah. And I must admit that I do have, I call them my confidants. I have one in particular in my life that I had to tell her after reading this book, you're my tomorrow person. Yep. Wow. You are a confidant. You are my multiplication. I appreciate you. Yep. You know, and then begin to analyze, okay, wait, am I her multiplication? Yeah. Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, it's life-changing. All I need is an empty notebook, and I can go through it again and find some new things and take more notes, because this is just, it's a big deal.
Tasha, the whole concept of synergy was new to me as well. Working with others towards something great, and that just energizes me. You know, synergy, energy kind of goes together. Those 7 points, Pastor Van, on how to find a friendship that has true synergy. Number 3, oh, you'll find it. What do people say about you when you're not in the room? Yes. Is it bad? And do they have your back? Yes. Loyalty is essential, and you get into that more when you talk about King David later on in the book. Loyalty is essential, and so to have a synergistic friendship, they got to have your back when you leave the room. They're saying good things about you because they believe in you when you're face-to-face and when the door is closed.
Yeah, Roxanne, your point about the synergistic relationships and whether people have your back when you leave the room was really critical for me, because there have been so many times that I thought that I was in synergistic relationships, and I would leave the room or leave a place, and what I would find is that often those people didn't multiply my life and add to my life, but very secretly behind my back, they were subtracting from me. And it was painful. And my life suffered unnecessarily because of it. And so, Tasha, you have to do the math, because there's no such thing as a neutral relationship. And that theme runs through the whole book. Every relationship you have influences you in some way, some for the better and some for the worse.
When I started thinking about the synergy, after I went through the chapter, I went back and thought, if Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson, and all the others could pull together and put aside their rivalries for one goal, and to have one goal in mind, then we should be able to do it in our relationships because we have closer relationships. It takes the sacrifices that they did, those types of sacrifices, to make any relationship work, whether it's a sports team, a team of coworkers, and especially a marriage. And, you know, what you said earlier, Paz, you know, about running on empty and someone pouring in. And I've been in those relationships where I felt like I was pouring and giving and giving and giving and giving and not getting anything in return. Then I wonder, have I done that to other people? Yes. Have I done that? But I know I have been the recipient of it, and you literally feel like you're on empty. You cannot go anymore. And that's when you realize that God is bringing about a change in your life, and you need to think about and have that spirit of discernment to determine whether it's time to let that person go.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing, and I've been there where I had to let those people go and then wonder, why is it that I'm in this season? Because I really want that person. I've enjoyed them in my life, but they're not giving anything to me. Yep. And I have to let them go now.
Well, Stephanie, you brought up something that I had to get into. The 92 Dream Team, I mean, by far the best of all time. I don't care what anybody else says, okay? But what they did and the talent that was there and all the egos aside, I mean, they gave each other jabs and stuff while they were together, but the point was they were able to come together for a mutual purpose. And that really, for me being a sports person, that really, really resonated with me, because I'm thinking, that's so true in every relationship we have. It's putting aside your personal ego and your personal agenda to work together to do something collectively. And in marriage, that's so important. Yep. You can't work together without that. If two people are trying to pull in a different direction, and that part of the synergy aspect is so vital. And I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, you know, so simple to break down and talk about a team that came together to do one cause, but yet there were so many different personalities that were in there. Yep. And that just really just resonated for me and just was really powerful. But I mean, that whole aspect of synergy, like Tasha said, I never really thought about synergy like that. I never did. And not applying it to a relationship. Mm-hmm. But I just think that, you know, this book, I mean, we are in a situation of reading something that is just unbelievable. It's deep. It's deep.
Hey, we've been talking about the law of mutual benefit and how every healthy relationship has got to be a win-win. I think your homework with 2014 really just getting started is for you to really take inventory of every relationship that you're in right now, or every relationship that you possibly will be in 2014, and answer this question. Are those relationships adding value to your life? Are they helping to multiply your life? Or all those relationships subtracting from your life? And if they are subtracting from your life, unfortunately, you got some work to do, because chances are that relationship is not healthy. Hey, be sure to see us on tomorrow. I can't wait until we get into the next discussion, the people factor. Make sure you go and pick it up.